Hold on. Jesus.
Hi, it's turn down services. Would you like water?
Sure. Thank you.
Here you go.
Thank you. Child. Hey. Whew. Y'all ready for this shit? So, first of all, I would like to get into how good I look. Second of all, I want to get into NBC and this article. And, the article being written and me and I think academics and No Jumper and, some other names were listed in terms of people who are independent platforms. Hey, Moniece. I told you I like you, right? And, bitches, I'm not answering the door. Okay, bitch, I just got the turn down service. I don't know shit about no earthquake. Listen, NBC then did a write-up, and they had already come to me to ask me, are you knocking on my door? Bitch. I couldn't tell.
Sorry.
No, I couldn't tell what you was knocking.
Would you like some ice?
Some ice?
Ice.
Can you come in? Oh, no, I know because I'm using the bucket as a prop for my phone.
Oh.
So I'll get some later.
Okay. All
Thank
right.
you so
Have
much.
a good night.
You too. I couldn't tell. Child. Okay. I don't know. I just answered the door for her ass. So anyway, they said don't drink the water. Rock Nation probably sent it. So anyway, just to put it plainly, I already went off on that hoe on Station Head. Y'all can go listen to me read that bitch for about 30 to 45 minutes. Megan, I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. Bitch, all you is mad. You mad because you got on that motherfucking album and you thought you was playing with me. You mad because you was in that pink wig and you thought you was playing with me. Bitch, you mad because I'm the people's choice. You mad because people not identifying with you. You mad because you got caught up in all them damn lies. I see Bia on fucking Instagram talking about people laughing at people's trauma is fucked up. I don't get down like that. I don't give a fuck how the fuck y'all get down. At the end of the day, a bitch lying on somebody is low down. So believe what the fuck you want to believe. But unless somebody kept it a buck, I ain't got no sympathy for that bullshit. Y'all can keep up with that. Yeah, she got hurt. Yeah, and that's cool. But how did you get hurt? How? And what are the circumstances? And what after that? So, bitch, if you think I'm finna be sitting up here boo-hooing for a bitch that played up in y'all face, not mine, because I always said her ass was lying. Bitch, I don't. You think I feel sorry for the bitch? I don't. The fuck? A bitch fuck with my nigga, I'ma slap that hoe. And whatever come after it, come after it. The fuck is you talking about? So, no, I don't feel no ways about it. Do I feel bad? No. No. I hate that you got hurt. And I hate that you lied. And that's just that. I don't give a fuck about that NBC article. Bitch, gonna help me get my verification. Thank you. Free promo. Y'all think it's a smart idea to go up against independent media? That's a smart idea. Who in the fuck is advising you? Maybe the same people that told you were smart and told you to tell all these goddamn lies. I don't know. But bitch, you need help. Go pray about it. That's what I gotta say about that shit. I don't give a fuck. Now, moving on to what happened at court, because I don't give a damn about that article. So don't ask me nothing else about it today, because I might go off about it tomorrow. We come back to court. We were supposed to start at 10. Well, when we get up in here, we ain't started talking about, we're going to have to wait for about an hour. So I said, all right, I get up. Hey, mother. I get out and I go outside. So I'm sitting outside, and lo and behold, who do I see? Now, you may not know, but I have photographic memory. So when I looked, I seen this black man up there. He had on all black, and he had dreadlocks. And I said, is that Jaquan? So I hurried up and got on Twitter so, bitch, I could tell everybody. And I said, bitch, I see Jaquan. Bitch, making googly eyes. And so everybody, here they go. Well, it hasn't been confirmed that Jaquan is here, but I think Jaquan is here. If I said something, that's what it is. You think I'm finna say Jaquan here and he ain't here? Oh, I'm still not a reliable source? Rely on these nuts, bitch. Jaquan was up there like I said. And while the prosecution was giving closing statements, they running notes. Bitch, 3 different times they came up with a note for Kathy Ty. And so I'm like, child, what's going on? So one of my people had to go to the bathroom, so he had to leave out of the courthouse. out of the room. And so when we got done, he was like, I need to tell you something. So I was like, oh, tell me. And he was like, oh, bitch, they done found Justin, the same Justin, bigger, stupid Justin, that was never lost in the first place. They done found Justin. I said, oh, too little, too late. Baby, too late to apologize. What the hell you done came up out the woodwork for? So Jody Little talking about, I need to talk to her immediately. Oh, a little too late, boo. So at the end of the day, Justin means nothing. Justin was not there when she needed him. Just like he wasn't there in prison when he had that gun in that motherfucking pool and that bitch was acting like she was so affected by it. Child, please. These people is clowns. Okay? Clowns from Baytown. So anyway, I see Jaquan in the hallway. So it's certain people that's scared to say Jaquan there because I said, they say your titty out. Well, you're welcome. They was like, well, I don't know if Jaquan here. Bitch, I said Jaquan was there and I was right because that's what the fuck I saw. Quit playing with me. So anyway, we finally come into the motherfucking courthouse. And that was like, Tory, you gonna testify, basically? Baby, Tory was like, child, I'm not testifying. They say you talk to your representation, you know all about it, like you cool. He was like, yeah, I'm not testifying. Bitch, I could have jumped up and caught the Holy Ghost. I did not think that it was a good idea that he testify. I did not want him to testify. All it was going to do was try to bring up his past and, sit up and try to misconstrue shit and try to make him to be a monster. That's what they've been doing. So him getting on the stand wasn't a good idea, to me. I'm not the defense, so I don't know everything. I'm not a lawyer. So maybe, had they done that, there would be reasons why. So me thinking that it's not a good idea doesn't mean it wasn't a good idea. That just means that was my opinion on it, right? So I'm glad that he ultimately decided not to get up on the stand. They said, pull it up. I'm glad that he decided not to get on the stand. And that's cool, or whatever. They asked for a stipulation. For anybody that's present that doesn't know what a stipulation is, a stipulation in a court of law is something that is to be taken as a fact. So if I say, take this stipulation, accept this stipulation, the sky is blue, then you admit that as a fact, that the sky is blue. Okay? So shit like that. So the prosecution said, we would like to stipulate that Mr. Peterson was granted a diversion and it was thrown out in April of 2017. Now, why is this relevant? Why is this important? Ask me again in a second who Jaquan is and why he's important. They brought up, there's an allegation that Tory tried to bribe a bitch and that he allegedly said, well, I'm on probation. I'll give you $1 million. I'm on probation. Don't say nothing. Okay. Tory wasn't on no motherfucking probation. So what the hell you talking about? So then they go pull this goddamn case out their ass from 2017 talking about he on diversion. Babe, even if he was on a diversion, you still would have to go to court. Is that the lamb? You still got to go to court and, you would still have to go through that process and then be put on probation. Diversion is not probation. There was another desperate ass attempt for them to bring up something to try to make that shit stick. Baby, it ain't give Velcro. So anyway, Jaquan Smith, really quickly, why is he important? They said, check your top. Bitch, get these titties and eat them up. Stop telling me that. Just look at my titties. Okay? Now, if too much nipple come out, say something. But a little nip slip ain't never hurt nobody. You want these titties or nah? What's up? Bitch, you know you want to see them. So just look at them. So anyway, child. So any motherfucking way. Jaquan Smith. Why is Jaquan Smith important really quickly before I get into this? Jaquan Smith was important because Jaquan Smith was the driver that night. Jaquan Smith drove Tory over to Kylie's home, which means that he was present for that ride. He could speak to Tory's demeanor and anything that he heard. He's the one that sat outside all night, so he can attest to what he saw in the scene. He's the one that was outside when I was transferring bags. He's the one that had a point of contact with all three of them. He's the one that took Kelsey and Megan almost to the house, but then came back to Kylie's house. He's the one that was present when allegedly, Megan came back to the car and said, bitch, Kylie said we got to get the fuck up out of here. He was the one that took them from that location, Kylie's home, and was driving when they ultimately pulled over, not once but twice, and then this incident, took place. So Jaquan would have been very important if he would have gotten on the stand because he would have been able to be another person that would have given an eyewitness account, of what happened. Now, what would he have said? I don't know, and now we'll never know. That Emilio Areola is showing. No, it's not. Y'all sure know how to get on my fucking nerves. No, it's not. And whoever just told her, like, you want to help me? Okay, thank you. It's not. It might look a little darker because it's right at the rim, but my titty is not out. Thank you. Come again. So that is why Jaquan was important. Okay. Do you have any more questions about Jaquan Smith? Or are you good? You got to understand it? Yeah? No? Maybe so? And I'm going to tell y'all something else I don't like. I don't like people trying to put a motherfucking spotlight on me and my communications with anybody when I'm not the only person having communications. Everybody and their motherfucking mama that's up there that want to walk their ass up to Tory and get a hug, bitch, they do. Anybody that want to go out to the side and talk to him or his family, they do. Anybody that be outside that want to talk to him and his people, they do. But y'all want to focus on me? Do you know blah blah been talking shit about you all this week? What else are they going to do but watch from the sidelines? Anyway, so let's get into what happened today. They gave instructions to the jury. Instructions to the jury, that was just a long ass, drawn out ass situation where they just basically telling you, like, this is what your job is, this is what you need to consider, this is how you need to go about this process and all of that. If you think I set my ass up there, you said what? You're literally saying right now how you're unreliable and biased, rooting for one side to win. No, you're literally blocked. That's what happened. Bitch, get the fuck up off my live, slut asshole. Okay? So, I did not write down every little thing because you can literally go online and you can pull up instructions. It's really simple. It's something like really general. There are certain things that are going to be exclusive to this situation, to this case. But for the most part, it's general shit. So you can go pull that shit up yourself. I'm not finna sit up and go write down every little thing when it comes to instructions to the jury. Bitch, go in the back, deliberate, consider this, consider that, and then come back with a verdict. That's basically it. So now it was time for the closing arguments. And so, okay, X said, don't add me till you done. This ain't gonna take long at all. So, in the closing arguments, and I cannot tell you how excited I am to finally get to this point. In the closing arguments, Bot went up, and I'm glad that he did. Kathy Ty, to me, is not personable. Now, have I tried to have a conversation with her? No, bitch. But you ever seen somebody that look like they got to stick up their ass? Yeah. And so she, whenever she did get on the stand, she wore her emotions. So if she got agitated, her tone was elevated. And, you know, that's not the type of person that you want to get up there, baby. You need to calm down and you need to, you know, talk and act like you got some damn sense and like you got to pretend to at least like a bitch. Like, can you pretend to like humans? She walk around with her arms folded and shit like that. Like, girl, fix your fucking face. So they put the Ken doll up there. Let me tell you something about the Ken doll. Mr. Bot, who I think is a good attorney, who is, you know, dealing with a case that wasn't winnable to me. He's handsome. You know, he a pretty white man. But he can come off pretentious and he can come off kind of arrogant, you know? And I don't even think he tries to. I just think maybe, I don't even know his fucking background. I just feel like, you know, you put a white man up there, you know, that look how he look, that talks how he talks and how he tries to present himself. And I don't think that people relate to him that much. I really don't. But they had to choose the lesser of two evils, okay? So, Bot gets up there and he said, and he started with Megan. And her saying that she was suicidal. You know, if I would have known that this is what was going to happen with me saying something, bitch, I wish he would have just killed me. And that's a statement that I think is absolutely ludicrous. Because when we consider what she's going through, I understand that social media can be hard. But you want to die because of what social media is saying? But you ain't not once publicly stopped your friends from dogging the fuck out of Kelsey? They talked about Kelsey's dead father. They talked about Kelsey's child. They talked about Kelsey like a motherfucking dog. And she don't have the type of systems in place that you have or the resources that you have. Protecting black women, it shouldn't mean protecting one. And that's where y'all got me fucked up at. Sitting up here acting like I don't stand for black women. I play black people's rent plenty of motherfucking time. Black women. I buy black women's children ice cream, candy, toys, clothes, coats, and everything else. When Brittany Bird got pulled up on, bitch, I did a story about that. When Bethany Lateef drowned in the motherfucking pool, bitch, I did a story about that. When black women are hurting in my community, bitch, I talk about it. Megan is not the end all be all, and I don't have to believe every black woman that comes up with a fucking story. You got me fucked up. You understand? Black women ain't gonna grow till we take accountability. And I can still take accountability for things and grow and learn. But the problem is, it's always this woe is me. This is what I had to go through. So, I'm supposed to get a pass for my behavior or, what I do and how I respond to shit. And that's not the way to grow in life. Y'all want to sit up here and talk about it ain't cool to laugh at trauma. It's not cool to laugh at trauma. It's not. But you know what's not cool? Manipulating the masses. Exploiting hashtags. Lying. Bitch, that's not okay. Hooking your friend up with a nigga and fucking them while the bitch is sick with COVID. That's not okay. But y'all don't want to talk about that. Y'all want to overlook everything that this girl done been a part of because, well, she got shot. Megan did not get shot. First of all, no, she wasn't. At best, because they did not present bullet fragments and all that other shit, bitch, at best, a bullet ricocheted, and that affected her. So y'all really be amping up the whole motherfucking thing and acting like somebody just sat up and shot the bitch like she was 50 Cent. She is not Megan Jackson, okay? So y'all be doing the most to try to overlook her doggish ass ways and what the fuck she contributed to this situation. And I don't give a fuck who don't like it. And if you want to get up off my motherfucking live, you can. Because I'm not sparing no hoe. Thank you. And I wasn't sparing your ass before. But bitch, you want to get up here and do this with NBC? Okay then. The fuck? I was being nice to the bitch. The fuck? So anyway, it's important to hold people accountable, and y'all don't get to dismiss all the rest of the facts because, she got hurt. That's not how life works. That's not how this gonna work. No. So anyway, he talked about Megan and, how she felt suicidal and shit. And he said, even though Megan felt like that, she still came out, and that took a lot of courage. He said, count 1 is the assault with a semi-automatic firearm. Count 2 for possession. It's the burp, my fault. Count 2 is for possession, and count 3 is for negligent firing, negligence, basically. He said, on the afternoon that Megan gave her testimony, was she telling the truth? They quoted Megan about how hard it was to testify. And this how you know all this shit again. Now, the NBC article that came out today, huh? How about she sat up on that stand last Tuesday and said, I don't want to be here because not only do I have to sit in front of Tory, who hurt me, I got to sit in front of people that spreading misinformation about me. Mind you, I'm sitting in the courtroom. It wasn't too many other people that were named in that write-up that was in that courtroom. So you've been having a damn agenda, bitch, and dropped that little tidbit in there like, child, what? So that's what they quoted. And they quoted what she said, that people have been taking her power for about the last 3 years, and she didn't want to appear weak. She felt like she had to be strong and all that other shit. My nipple is not out. That is the rim of the top. My nipple is brown, not burgundy. So they played the video of Megan in the damn ambulance. And so he was like, yeah, she was talking about them taking her power. And here goes an example of her breaking down. Child, God is so good. They played that video because they wanted you to hear Megan crying in the goddamn ambulance. Bitch, the sound ain't even come on. I said, child, what is this? They just turned that shit off. Bitch, God didn't even let the audio play. So the jury ain't get to hear her ass up in there crying because, baby, the shit ain't even work. I said, ain't this about a bitch? So then this nigga gonna sit up there and say, why would she lie? Bitch, am I in the Twilight Zone? Did you ask me why Megan would lie? Like she ain't lied 11 times. Like she ain't lied like one of the rugs that be outside the goddamn flea market. Like she ain't lied like the goddamn rug at your grandma's house. What the fuck you asking me why would she lie for? Like the bitch ain't been lying. That was a dumbass question to me. I was like, child, you want to win this case or what? So he was like, why would she lie? Then they bring up single witness testimony. These hoes is sitting up here talking about, if you can accept some of what she said, then you should be able to accept it all. And single witness testimony says that, you can accept it as a fact and move forward if that's the case. Okay. So then we get to what's supposed to be their evidence. The evidence, first of all, was Megan's testimony. The contradictory testimony, what she loved Shaddai, that one, I said, bitch, I know you lying. They said Kelsey Harris and her testimony, that's evidence. I said the yellow bitch that said she was lying with the patch in her head. Child, maybe her head grew back now. Bitch, I don't know. But I said, child, what? So he gonna say Kelsey Harris then versus now. Okay? He said when Kelsey came in September, she told the truth. They said, Millie, they out here saying Megan gonna sue you in academics. So he say something happened and Kelsey was compromised from September till now. Kelsey has been compromised and, obviously something has happened because she changed, her testimony and what she had to say. And so, there was a black juror that I saw shaking his head, no, and I was like, sure. And so, he said in July 2020, we got the real Kelsey. And it said July 20, 2022. These hoes done threw the PowerPoint together so fast, it ain't even got the right goddamn date on it. The prosecution about as lazy as the LAPD. I said, bitch, what he talking about? It should say July 12, 2022. Well, shouldn't that be something y'all went over and shouldn't that be something you fixed? Or should I just stop asking questions because I'm expecting too much from y'all ass? Which one? Let me know. So, they bring up the text to Justin at 4:27 a.m. And they said, this text was sent right after it happened. They said the defense wants you to believe that Kelsey shot her, but she had been comforting her. They said, is Kelsey a criminal mastermind? Is that why she sent that message at 4:27? What's going on? Then he said, where's Justin? I say, bitch, who is he talking to? You tell me. He say, where's Justin? I know I told y'all in opening statements that we had a witness, that was going to be coming forward and saying that Tory came over there and confessed. But we didn't deliver on that. You ain't delivered on the whole goddamn case. So just charge that one to the game, nigga. So they showed a video of Kelsey sitting outside. And they showed that she had some blood dripping down her damn leg. And so in the video, Kelsey talking about, Megan, you okay? And that's what they wanted to highlight. This man gonna say, Kelsey said, baby, are you okay? We all looked at each other because it's a lot of people that think that Megan and Kelsey was fucking. Am I a lot of people? On some days of the week, I don't know what the hell was going over there, bitch. I think it was a freak show orgy circus, bitch. I think everybody was over there fucking everybody because that's what hoes be doing. But I don't know. Who am I? I'm just a bitch that be saying shit that I guess is about to get sued, bitch. I don't know. They're gonna get a synthetic wig and a tire off my van, bitch. I know you fucking lying. So he gonna say that Kelsey said, baby, are you okay? And we all sitting up there looking like, what the fuck you mean, baby? Is you okay? Who the hell said that? This man saw all over the place. He don't know what the hell he's talking about. So then he said the friendship did not end after the shooting. He said the friendship ended because of the situation and how it was handled. If Megan would have basically had her back, they wouldn't have fell out. It wasn't about no dick. Okay. They said the relationship dwindled because of no contact, and Megan felt alone and she felt isolated. Okay. Then they show the text message, and they talk about the text message where she said once again, "Hey Justin, this is what happened." They talked about injury photos. All of these things have been submitted into evidence, so they didn't put them up on the screen, but we know what they're talking about. They're talking about Kelsey and the bald patch on her head and the marks on her legs and on her arms. They also said that evidence was E.J. King's testimony. They brought up the jail call. They brought up the Instagram post that wasn't ever verified because the man ain't even looked for the IP address where allegedly Tory Lanez had said Kelsey did not shoot her. They brought up the video that I told you about with Officer Cabral where you can hear Kelsey saying, "Are you okay, Megan?" They said Megan's testimony was evidence. And then they said that the diss track was evidence because they said that Kelsey in the diss track was basically saying she didn't do it. That's how they received it. Okay. He said Kelsey wasn't protecting Megan because she didn't have no reason to. He's basically saying in September she told her truth. Now, let's go over evidence again because they went over evidence again. So he said Megan's testimony is evidence that we're doing bullet points. How many black jurors are there? There's an older black woman, a younger black girl, an older black man, and a younger black man. 4 black people. They said Kelsey's testimony was evidence. They said that the attempted bribes that they couldn't prove, they said that was evidence. They said the jail call on July 12th at 9:05 a.m., that's evidence. And they said that the text that Tory sent to Megan apologizing at 9 p.m. that night saying sorry, that was evidence. They pointed out that Tory had said in the jail call, I don't even know what we argued about. Okay? Then he called Kelsey Kelly. And I said, bitch, 3 strikes and your ass is out. Nah, damn. You're going to have to get your head in the game, Gigi. And so they basically said Tory couldn't have been apologizing for the argument or what took place because he said, I didn't even know what we were arguing about. That was some stupid ass shit. So anyway, he said that the location of the gun was evidence. I'll refute that right now. Baby, the location of the gun was the front passenger seat. They changed seats in that car before they took off the last time. The person that rode in that seat the entire time was Megan. Do you understand that? I know y'all couldn't see, but they had the picture of the weapon and how they found it before they moved everything to take a clear picture of it. Babe, the Louis V bag was right on top of the gun. Okay? Get into it. So saying the location of the gun, baby, he was the last one to sit there. When they started off, Megan was in the front and Tora was in the back with Kelsey. So they got back in the car. They got back in the same spots. They got out the car again. And when they got back in, Tori got in the front. If Megan wouldn't have got hurt, her ass would have been in the front. But because a bitch needed to spread out and elevate her legs, they put her ass in the back. Come on now. So anyway, he said that the firearms evidence he said that was evidence. Because he felt like, now this directly points to him. When obviously it doesn't. The prosecution comes in and they use DNA evidence to nail niggas to the cross every day. But not DNA don't matter. Are you fucking kidding me? Could you imagine a courtroom in America where you got prosecutors telling you that DNA evidence doesn't matter? Now how fucking dumb do you sound? Let's get into Sean Kelly. He said that Sean Kelly's testimony was evidence. He said that Sean Kelly testified that Sean Kelly is the man who was at the home. He owned the home that they pulled over at. So he's the one that saw the shit. He was the independent witness. So he said that Sean Kelly said it was a chaotic scene. He heard 4 to 5 shots. He saw a female near the muzzle flash. And he said that he never saw anything in her hands. He said that he saw the shorter guy with the weapon with his arms outstretched and he shot 4 to 5 times. They said he was going crazy, he was agitated, and he was the loudest. They said Megan fell in the middle of the street and she was bleeding. And then they said Megan and Kelsey didn't have a gun that night. That's what he took from that testimony. He said Megan hates Kelsey. And that is a quote. That attorney said that Megan hates Kelsey. And I thought that was one of the most horrible things he could have said. I thought that was one of the dumbest things that he could have said. To sit up and say that. I had a feeling that the bitch hated her because she let her float around in the pool unconscious. While she sat up in Kylie's fucking face. The bitch that she thought she was lame while she was at her multi-million-dollar mansion in her motherfucking pool, drinking up her liquor and making ground beef, bitch, for some tacos that nobody ever ate. But I do digress. I just thought that was really harsh, and I felt like, maybe that's why you ain't get the help you thought you was going to get. Oop. So anyway, they said, do you think that Kelsey and Megan brought a loaded gun to Kylie's house? Do you think that that's what happened? Well, betcha by golly, wow. They didn't have their fucking security. So maybe, baby, the fuck you mean? What you mean? Bitch, if I wasn't in California, bitch, I could have a gun in my purse and shoot your dumb ass. The fuck is you talking about? Yeah, it's possible, nigga. So anyway, they said that E.J. King's testimony was evidence. Who you talking to? Matter of fact, don't even worry about it. Don't say shit else to me. Whoever the fuck you was talking to. Talking about people be confusing victim blaming with accountability all the time. No, you hoes be confusing accountability with real life. Talking about fucking victim blaming. A victim of what? Y'all remember when Jay Prince said that Megan was a perfect candidate for self-destruction? That shit hitting hard than the motherfucker now, huh? Ciao. So anyway, they said that EJ. They said that E.J. King's testimony was evidence. They said that the DNA and the gunshot residue was evidence that people should consider. They said Quan's gun was in a center console and they had 4 contributors. Who in the fuck told y'all that was Quan's gun? And who in the fuck told y'all the gun was in the console? Not making shit up. I say, bitch, what? But that's what he said. They pulled up the Instagram post. And he said that once again was evidence. This is the post where Tory allegedly said Kelsey ain't do it. And so they said that's evidence. And then they made a list, okay, of everything that was direct evidence. Megan and Kelsey and Sean's testimony were direct evidence. Everything else that I just told you about was listed under circumstantial evidence. What do we do with circumstantial evidence? Throw it out. So anyway, he talking about some damn Occam's razor, and I maybe mispronounced that shit. OCCAMS is a philosophy. White man, we don't give a fuck about Occam, okay? We don't give a fuck about what the fuck is you talking about? He done put this shit up here, bitch. I said, what the fuck is he talking? He did not do a good job to me. And people can have their own opinions, and I got mine. I don't think he did a good job. We don't give a fuck about Occam's razor, nigga. The fuck? So then they go into count 2. He gonna say Tory knew the gun was there. It was concealed and the vehicle was under his fucking discretion, like in his possession, because he said that Jaquan was Tory driver. So he was gonna be at the behest of Tory. Okay. Count 3, gross negligence. And they talked about that, you know, and the gun being fired and shit. They wrapped up their closing arguments by saying, and quoting Megan, and she said that, you know, I'm just depressed and I don't want to talk about it and I don't like being around people and all that kind of shit. And he said, and Megan said, you know, I don't feel like I matter. He said, but Megan does matter. Her trauma matters. And she needs justice. I wish his damn closing arguments would have mattered. I wish that y'all would have had evidence that mattered. Okay? I wish that Akon, who sings It Doesn't Even Matter, would take that shit off the top of his head. It's a lot of matter in the world. You know what I'm saying? But, you know. So then we get to George. George ate that nigga up and spit that nigga out. And I'm not lying to you. That Armenian man, I don't even know what the fuck they eat on Sundays. But whatever the fuck y'all eat, bitch, he ate them hoes up like that. And so George got up there and he thanked the jury. And he said, thank you for your time. Thank you for your consideration. Thank you for being here. We know it's the holidays and all this shit. La-da-dee-da-da-da. He said, if I have ever come off aggressive, you know, I apologize. And to be able to self-reflect like that, I think them was bonus points. People love the humanity. And so he said, you know, I'm just trying to fight for my client. And I would hope that if you had somebody that you cared about that was in Tory's situation, you would fight for them just as hard. So if I offended anybody, I'm sorry. Okay? You know people love shit like that. So I felt like you did that. So then he said, baby, the defense don't have to prove anything. He said, we could have came up in here and we could have sat on our hands. We ain't have to say shit. But I did. He said, we ain't have to prove no case, but I did. I said, ooh, check that. So he said, the prosecution ain't came close to proving a motherfucking thing. He said, they the ones with the burden of proof. He said, what is reasonable doubt? And he went over the definition of reasonable doubt. And then he said to have reasonable doubt, so for that to exist, there has to be an abiding conviction, you know what I'm saying, of certain things. And he highlighted that and he, you know, kind of talked about that for a second. He said, the jury shouldn't be left to speculate. He said, all I heard was an hour and 15 minutes of speculation from the prosecution. Attorney Bot, DDA Bot, sat his ass up there and rambled for an hour and 15 minutes. One of the jurors fell asleep. I don't know if she diabetic and she took her medication, but she was doing the nod. You know, you take the medication and bitch, she was up in there fighting for her damn life. I said, somebody come get Big Mama her arm. I just was feeling like the little boy from Soul Food, and I just wanted the family to come back together at that point. But wasn't no money coming from the fan. Bitch, I was through with it. So then they started talking about the Fifth Amendment. And he was like, you know, he explained what the Fifth Amendment was and that right that we have. He said, you know, it's very unfortunate that this situation happened. He said Megan was shot, and that is horrible. But the person that has suffered as a result of these accusations is my client. He said, y'all want to talk about Megan and what she's been through. But my client has had almost 3 years of hell and turmoil and pain and fucking suffering. And he done lost so much. And so that's when he apologized for his arrogance. And then he said, and who was misleading who? He said, I told you that this was a case about jealousy. And they want you to believe that the problem was with my client, but the primary issue was with Kelsey and her being backdoored. He said, why wasn't Sean Kelly the witness for the prosecution? And I want y'all to, bitch, chew on that. Why in the fuck wasn't Sean Kelly that witness? Y'all want to be so transparent and he was the only unbiased party that saw that shit. Why y'all ain't put him up there? Because y'all know damn well that nigga said that he saw Kelsey with that damn gun. But pause, we'll get there. He said, why wasn't Sean Kelly that witness? And is there any evidence of why Justin didn't come to court? Why his ass ain't here? He said, and where's Jaquan? He said, why they didn't call Jaquan to the stand? Who really got something to hide? So then he said, they told you that my client was mad about his artistry being attacked. He said, did he mention that Sean Kelly had seen shit, or did he mention Sean Kelly at all in his opening statements or even as a witness? He said that he saw 2 girls fighting after arguing and that Jaquan tried to break up the fight. He said, so who is misleading who? He said, Mr. Kelly told you that when he called 911, he told him what he saw at the time. He said, was Kelly ever asked about a shooter or who the shooter was? No. He said, I had to recall Diaz up here because he told him that he said that there were 2 girls that fought. And it only took him 15 minutes to get there. And he told him the same story. He said, did he ever ask for the shooter? Because now we're getting into all the different ways that it could appear as though this was a botched ass situation. They said, did the officer ever ask that man, the witness, who the shooter was or a description? He said no. He said 4 days later, on July 16th, when they spoke to Sean Kelly, well, his story was the same. He said, did the prosecution call the lead detective? And this was a real good question. Did the prosecution call the lead detective, Detective Stogner? Did they call him to the damn stand? Why didn't they call him to the stand? Because they knew that he would have to testify to things that don't align with their narrative. So that was another great talking point. They said Sean Kelly told him that he heard loud noises, went on the balcony, and saw Quan separate the 2 women that was fighting. They said, wouldn't you have asked questions about the shooter if you done got a phone call about an active damn shooting and you done went on the scene? He said they tried to lead him, talking about everybody had something in their hands and everybody was doing this and that. He said that wasn't his story the first couple times he talked to authorities. And he said he also saw one girl go back to the car. And after that, that's when he heard a shot and the muzzle flash came from the women. So he said Sean Kelly testified that Kelsey went back to that motherfucking car. Why we ain't talking about that? They said, did Bot tell y'all anything about a fight? They said, what did Megan say? She got out the car. And they said, did they ever speak on why? Or acknowledge or get a foundation for why she got up out the car? He said, child, I ain't hearing. He said, Tory shot her seconds later. She got out the car, and her story is that Tory shot her right after that. But Sean Kelly saw a whole motherfucking fight. Does that add up? No. They said Sean also said he never saw a gun. And he never said before he talked to prosecutors that he saw anything in Tory's hand or that Tory had done anything or was flailing his arms. He said after he spoke to Stogner, he told my people the same thing. He said, but 9 months later, he talks to the prosecution and now all of a sudden the story done changed. So I got a question for y'all. Why was it okay for y'all to hold on to what Kelsey said in September, even though she said she lied? But y'all don't want to hold on to what the fuck Sean Kelly said originally. That don't fit y'all narrative today. Oh. So, then they played the gunshots. Pop, 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 pause, pop, pop. He said, why was there a pause? Because it was a struggle. Because Tory was trying to stop Kelsey. He said, is this logical to you? Very logical, sir. They said, who has more of a motive? The man with the bruised ego or the bitch that just found out that a hoe was sleeping with her man? You decide. They said, why didn't Mr. Kelly say that Tory shot like he was crazy? And why didn't Megan ever tell y'all that? If he was flailing his arms around and just shooting all over everywhere, why didn't nobody say that at first? They said, does Sean Kelly have an interest in this case or does Megan? He said, let's talk about Megan Pete for a second. They said, if you decide that a witness purposely lied, you must throw all of that shit out. And we talked about this, before this case got started. If you lie, you steal. If you steal, you kill. If Megan ass gonna lie about one thing, what does it stop? That's the question. So he presented that to the courts and said, bitch, throw all of this shit out because she's not reliable. He outright said, Megan is a liar. And that is not misinformation at all. Lying asshole. Megan is a liar. He said Megan lied to Gail. Megan lied on national TV. Megan lied on Instagrams, bitch. He said Megan lied for 2.5 motherfucking years. He said Megan lied to everybody, buddy. He said, I asked about a fight when Megan was on the stand, and she ain't say nothing about a fight. He said they accused my client of beating Kelsey. He said, but where his charges at? He say, if Tory had beat Kelsey and they really felt like that was something that they could have a foundation for, why they ain't press charges against Tory for whooping her ass? They tried to throw them bribery charges up there. They threw their negligence charge up there. Why y'all didn't accuse him? Why y'all ain't giving no charges for that? Okay. He said, my client was trying to save the black woman y'all sitting up here talking about got hurt. Bitch, I wanted to slide down in that seat. Y'all remember the commercials about them telling us not to do drugs? Bitch, I say, damn, I could picture that shit. I said, bitch, you could have bought me for $1. What the hell is you talking about? He said, my client was trying to save the black woman. I said, oh, come on. He was giving it to him, bitch. He was selling it. He said, Sean Kelly and Megan have very different stories. He say, how in the hell did my client shoot 4 or 5 times when Kelsey shot first? Common sense, bitch. The gun was fired 5 times and they emptied that hoe. So that means it was only 5 bullets in it. If Kelsey started shooting first, how in the hell Tory shot all the shots? Per Sean Kelly. Not logical. Reasonable doubt. And so he said, why the pause? He said, I challenged Kathy Ty and them to get up here and explain why it wasn't a straight 5 shots and it was a pause. He said, my challenge stands. He said, why did Mr. Kelly say that Kelsey went to the car? He said, how can you believe anything that Megan or Kelsey says? He said, ain't that the definition of reasonable doubt? He said, EJ told y'all that he told Megan plenty of times that her wig was coming off and she didn't want to leave. He said, but even though she said that that's the reason why she left was because her wig was slipping, you didn't ever want to leave because your wig was slipping. So what the hell you talking about? They said, y'all don't believe that she was jealous? They said, did they all leave together like Megan said? Because Kelson and EJ said that they left the first time. Megan didn't acknowledge that they left before they was at the house. Megan said everybody left at one time. EJ was already gone. That's why she rode with Tory. And that they just all left that time. No. He said Kylie had to throw her ass out. And he said, what has Megan been truthful about? What? He was waiting on an answer. He said Megan said that she wasn't involved in the argument. He said Megan stopped at the bus stop, but she ain't tell y'all who told her to get back in and who convinced her to get back in. Even though Kelsey said that Tory got out damn at the same time and told her to get her dumb ass in the car because you are literally in a bikini with no shoes on at 4 o'clock in the morning in L.A. Like, what are you doing? This is nigger shit. This is just stupid shit. So, he say, Megan said that she saw Tory shoot over the window and that she was walking towards the front. He said, well, everybody else said that she walked towards the back of the car. He said, was there a door that he would have been able to shoot over if Megan was walking towards the back of the car and he got out on the passenger side? That's a question. No. What would he be shooting over if she walking behind him? You have an answer for that? Okay. He said her own Instagram post said that she was facing the back. So she didn't see shit. And he said she said that in preliminary. And y'all can pull up the transcripts. That's what she said. And she put it on Instagram. I was walking away facing the back. That's what she said. He said the blood trail. We know she bled in the driveway, but where did it start? We don't know. He said, what kind of investigation was this? They was using papers for placards. He said, she said that she never fought with Kelsey. He said Megan Pete took a damn oath and lied to y'all ass. I'm cussing, but that's basically what he said. He said, let's get into this dance bitch claim. He said, didn't nobody else hear that shit but Megan. He said Sean Kelly ain't heard nothing like that, and he was right there. And Kelsey didn't hear nothing like that, but she was right there. He said Megan came up with that shit months later to explain why she turned around. And I said, damn, you good. So let's get into it. When Megan originally gave statements, she did not say anything about no damn dance bitch. That is not what she said. But by the time other people done got involved, now she's saying he said dance bitch. That gave her a reason to turn around and to be able to say that she saw him. Because what reason would she have turned around for if she wouldn't have heard him say something? So the prosecution painted a picture that you had to throw that in and you lied to give you an excuse to be able to try to act like you saw that nigga when you really didn't. That's basically the implication. He said Megan came up with that shit months later to explain why she turned around. He said Megan was drunk and mad and aggressive. He said, damn, she might have lied the first day, but then she kept on lying. What was the reason for that? He said they want to accuse my client of bribery, but they ain't pressed no charges on that either. He said, what are charges on that? Well, as you know, let me go blow my nose. Hold on. He said, as you know, that shit got thrown out. Ain't no charges. I had to give me a Kleenex. Okay. He said, ain't no damn charges for no bribery. So why is we talking about bribery? Ain't nobody proved that shit. And so he said, the apology came, and then he allegedly said, I'll give you $1 million. He said that was 4 days after the incident that she was talking to police. He said Megan got her ass up and said she didn't want to say nothing and she don't deal with police. And in our community, you know, people don't like snitches. But Megan, that's a misrepresentation because you had already talked to the police. He said she accused Tory of posting shit or getting his team to post shit. And she said that's the reason why she said something. He said, but from July 12th to the 16th, which is when Megan finally said something, he said, ain't nobody produced nothing that Tory or his people said. So what the fuck is that at? If you only came out and said something because Tory people had said something, can you explain to us what the hell was said, Megan? Because we ain't seen a damn thing. Shade Room, do y'all have it? TMZ, y'all supposed to have every damn thing. Did an independent source give y'all ass that? No, I'm finna have to charge it. But yeah, I'm just like, bitch, what? And so he said when Megan initially was talking about what she felt and what was going on, she ain't say a damn thing about George Floyd. He said Megan also said that she didn't even know she was shot and she didn't want to make false allegations. How do you ever say that you didn't know you got shot and you don't want to make false allegations when you claim that you saw the person that shot you? Does that make sense? Child, these hoes giving me indigestion. I had to burp, excuse me. He said, why wasn't the interview with Megan recorded? They sitting all up on fucking phone lines. He said, y'all doing interviews with the main witness and y'all don't record y'all interactions. He said, what's up with that? He said, what was more newsworthy? Megan getting shot by Kelsey or Tory? Oh, he painted this picture that, bitch, it was profitable and it was more traction for Megan to say that Tory did it versus Kelsey. He said, Megan got shot and that sucks. But to sit up and mislead people, that ain't okay. I said, I know that's right. He said, it's been so bad for Megan. But she's been winning Grammys, went #1, got all these deals and all this. He said, wow, what a horrible career after this situation. And see, we got to stop with the narratives. Y'all want to sit up here and pretend like Megan had to suffer so much after that shooting, like that shit did not propel the fuck out that girl. What planet do y'all be on? Is it Earth? I don't know. So he said Tory the one that suffered. He the one that had to go through being accused of a whole bunch of shit without y'all ever hearing what he had to say. His family done been motherfucking ridiculed and everything else without y'all hearing what he had to say. Then he said something so very important. He said, Megan said that she had nerve damage. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember Megan said that? He said, but the doctor that operated on her, that the prosecution called up, said there was no nerve damage. And that's a fact because I told y'all last that. I wrote it down. Y'all can go read the transcripts. The doctor that helped with the fucking procedure said Megan had no damn nerve damage. So the physical therapy and the I can't walk and, you know, it's hard to talk and I got shot 2 times and I ate that shit. Bitch, we're confused. Okay, what's going on with that? He said Megan's career has skyrocketed. He said Megan came forward because her team told her to. He said probation. Tory was never on no damn probation. He said, is there any evidence of Tory being on probation? No. He said he had a situation and got a diversion. He said, but that shit was closed in 2017 and you would still have had to have gone to court to be put on probation. So that still wasn't a fucking truth. He said, why did Megan, oh damn, bitch, they poking my voodoo doll. My back got a damn pain in it real quick. Oh, bitch, quit fucking playing with me. So he said, why did Megan lie about a sexual relationship? He said Megan lied due to her image. He said, how would it have looked for them to report that she slept with Kelsey Mann and ended up getting shot? He said that wouldn't have been a good look for the hot girl. He said, let's talk about Kelsey and her damn immunity and invoking her 5th Amendment rights. He said if Kelsey had no reason to invoke them, why would the judge allow it? Get into it. He said, Kelsey said, I lied to protect myself. He said, yeah, she did after she found out that she had gunshot residue on her ass and a witness was about to say that she shot that damn girl. So then he said, Kelsey didn't want to talk to nobody for 2 years. But coincidentally, after she found out that she was going to be named as the motherfucking shooter, she ready to voluntarily talk to the prosecution. Yeah, okay. I said, shit, okay. He said, Kelsey said she was trying to free herself. He said she heard evidence and she wanted to remove herself from this shit, all right. He said, let's go over use and transactional immunity and the definitions. Use immunity basically means that you can say something on the stand and it can't be used against you. But you can still perjure yourself. And if they, find enough evidence otherwise to convict you or something, they still can. Blanket immunity, transactional immunity is complete immunity. You can get your ass up there and say, bitch, I shot the president and they can't do nothing. That's blanket immunity. She did not get that. He said, why only use immunity? He said, because with the gunshot residue and Sean Kelly's testimony, that could still have been used against her. He said, do you think that Kelsey would have got on that stand and said that she did anything when she could have still been prosecuted? He said, even though Kelsey got up there, he said when Kelsey did the interview in September, that was not evidence, that was not under oath. But he said Kelsey lied in that interview to appease people. But when she got on the stand, she had to tell the truth because she didn't want to perjure herself. And that's why she needed the protection. Logical shit to me. Why would Kelsey need it at all? Ask yourself. So anyway, he said if Kelsey was there for Megan and she didn't do nothing, why did she need so many lawyers? He said, what the hell was Kelsey worried about? He said the only person that changed their story was Mr. Kelly after he talked to the prosecution. And he said, and why didn't they mention Sean Kelly? Why wasn't he one of their witnesses? He said that audio wasn't no damn evidence. He said, but her testimony could have been perjury. He said Kelsey sat up and said that they bumped into one another, but she act like it wasn't no fight. Child, he said, we were lying on some drunk hoes. Really? He said Megan was drunk, Kelsey was drunk. This is what we relying on. He said they was passed out drunk, Kelsey was, and they drank some more. He said, are these women credible? He said Megan lied, so y'all need to throw out all of her testimony. He said Megan ain't say nothing about backdooring Kelsey, but Kelsey said, yeah. Then he gonna say, bitch, I was weak. He said, I didn't want to say his name because I didn't want the media to run with it. He said, but Kelsey said, this ain't the first time you did this to me. You did this with Ben Simmons. He said Ben Simmons' name in court again today. I said, child, what is going on? He said, my client told him that he fucked them both and they got mad. I'm being more black and white with it. Obviously, he's not cursing in the courtroom and all that kind of shit since y'all take everything as a Bible. But, that's what happened. And so he said, who got the motive? Like, who actually has the motive? He said, Tory only 5'2". Megan big as she 5'11". He said, and Sean saw the fight. He said, Tory didn't pull her hair out, Kelsey hair out. Megan, the witness, say he saw the women fighting and pulling hair. He said Kelsey sent that damn text message to Justin to set up an alibi. Because if she knew what she had done and she started that shit, then that would put her ahead of the game. He said Sean Kelly said that he saw a woman with the gun first. He said, let's talk about the damn jail call. He said they want y'all to believe that Tory apologized for shooting her, even though that's not what he said. And he said that he was being recorded. He said Tory knew he was being recorded. So why the fuck would he apologize to Kelsey if he shot Megan? He said the only thing he was really apologizing for was the fact that he should have never let the cat out the bag. That they was having sex. So he said, we got to follow the law. All this damn circumstantial evidence. He said Kelsey already was gone from the damn police station when Tory talked to her. So what the fuck would he have been asking her for? Or trying to get information from her for, to try to stop her from talking to them. She was already done. He said Kelsey didn't go up there to the hospital as no good friend. He said she needed a ride from the station. So Jilly picked her up and Jilly was already going over there. So Kelsey went too. He said, baby, this ain't that. Kelsey wasn't that damn concerned him trying to take her ass up there. He said there was no statements about a shooting at that point. He said he was sorry to Kelsey for spilling the beans. And Megan was just mad about Kylie. He said the reason why Tory said that he was the one that was going to get backlash in a phone call was because he was the one that was in custody. Everybody else got let out. Who in the fuck else was going to get backlash but him? Duh. So then he brought up Officer Cabral. He said Officer Cabral, when I'm asking questions about shit, said that the clothing was unisex. He said, was bikinis and shit unisex? Do you really think that Tory ran bikinis and shit? And then so he said, and wasn't the bag already open? He said Cabral got up here and said Kelsey looked distraught, but didn't know nothing about how Tory was feeling, even though she was standing right in between them, and she's supposed to be paying attention to everything going on. Bitch, the prosecution said objection. I said, just lose in peace. Shut the fuck up. And so, they said, you mean to tell me the officer ain't heard nothing from Tory? They said Tory also asked Megan if she was okay. But I guess they want to leave that part out too. Okay. They said, let's wrap up for the day and come back tomorrow. So that's where they stopped that at. And then that's when I found out that that lady Jody Little was like, oh no, I'm lying. Pause. The defense also said, I only got 2 minutes left and I'm going to come right back. I see the timer up. He said when Jody Little came up there, she wouldn't answer me. But when the prosecution got up there, she remembered exactly what they was talking about. He said, I showed Jody Little the damn lyrics from Bustin' Back, and she still played crazy. But when the prosecution asked her something she remembered, he said, y'all remember me saying, oh, you remembered that, huh? And she laughed and said, yeah. Child, I say, yeah. He said, do you really think that she's neutral? And then that's when I found out that they had found Justin and they was trying to get him in the courtroom. He said, come back for the shit the next day and whoop. And that's what happened today. This shit finna run out. I'll be right back. So that's what happened. So I'm just coming back for act. At this point, he told me to wait. So add him. Whew. And that was court today. Let me see if he sent a request. I call that bitch Candace Pataki. The question is not why do I care so much about my job that I do every day. The question is why the fuck are you on my live? That's my question. If you don't identify with my truth, you don't identify with my feelings, and what the fuck you on my live for? That doesn't make sense.
That was good.
Hey.
What's good? What's good? Hold on, let me make sure I'm on Wi-Fi. Okay, I'm on Wi-Fi. Yeah, yo, listen, I was listening to the update. You went crazy.
Yes.
You went crazy on them. I like it.
I didn't even really give no pressure, honestly, because I had already cussed that bitch out in lunchtime.
Hey, this whole thing is over. I'm excited that it's over now.
Me too.
Hey, so let me tell you what today was. I know you were in court, so I seen you react to it too. So, like, you know, two little bum-ass journalists, you know, obviously, let me tell you what's happening. They're jealous. The clicks are down. You know, the media historically have fed off a lot of these stories. You know, if you go back to even like O.J. Simpson's like trial, you had stations playing it. These days, when it comes to culture, nobody want no dry ass reporting, no boring ass type up. At the end of the day, we want it in real time. We want it with some sauce, some pizzazz, something that can make us laugh and actually be entertained. Because you know, a lot of people have, you know, not that entertaining lives. They're upset at people like you, myself, and everybody else in court who's coming out and giving their breakdown. You get me?
Absolutely.
You know, when jealousy is coming out, they start using this. Oh yeah, they're not. They don't have any journalistic integrity. They're giving their opinion. You know, they're trying to use any type of thing. And here's my biggest takeaway from it all, though. Alex Spiro, who has been clearly, you know, like, I don't know if he's trying to play PR or he's trying to be a lawyer. Okay. However, you know, he's been in contact with. Yeah, he's been in contact with the Shade Room, saying a lot of things. I would say to him, and I'll say to Rock Nation and also Meg Thee Stallion, you know, at times, and by the way, like, I definitely want to separate because, you know, I don't want no one to think this is like some Tasha K, Cardi B shit. This is a completely different public matter that everybody has split opinions on, that everybody's covering, that everybody's assuming. A lot of people have theories on, and you know, I believe for the most part, most people will, you know, even if they give their opinion, will make sure they're not writing opinion as fact, or they'll be fair as much as they can. If Meg Thee Stallion and Rock Nation is trying to go at a bunch of, you know, independent media outlets, myself, you, Hollywood Unlocked, No Jumper, any other media outlet that has, you know, posted, which a lot of them have, you know, I've seen it put up Rap House TV. I think this would be a fatal error for Meg, who I believe potentially is probably going to need some of the good graces of some of these same blogs. Okay. Unfortunately, and I was reading what they were going to include me on that article. They said that Meg is thinking about pursuing legal options for blogs that may have spread misinformation about her. Yet when they quoted what they believe I did, you know what they said? Oh, well,
what they say? You
tweeted out that Tory's DNA wasn't found on a gun like a few months ago. What that got to do with Meg?
Exactly.
I'm talking about what's going on with Tory in Tory's case. So again, you know, I see what this is. I would definitely caution, and I put caution to the wind when it comes to Meg and Rock Nation. If y'all thinking about filing a lawsuit, you should probably think first with Kelsey. Kelsey is the person who basically has torpedoed the case for y'all. You should possibly look at look at the woman in the mirror, because if you stayed consistent and maybe your information wasn't misinformation at times, you'd probably be a little bit closer to getting a conviction. Still, you know, like, I'm not trying to send bad vibes to her, but I am really shocked at ever since this happened, and yes, I do believe she got hurt, but ever since this happened, every public instance that she's decided to open up her mouth and say something or accuse someone or any of the moves she's made, it's only made it worse. And I really have to wonder who the heck is making these moves and calling the shots. Meg, again, like, you know, I know she wants to be seen as the victim, but also this is the thing I caution any entertainer. You can't control the narrative. You can't control the internet. No one man can do it either. Neither can I. People have seen a bunch of information from different outlets. They're making up their mind. You get what I mean? I'm, you know, I've seen two different people today who were not involved in the case. They were asked for their opinion on how it was thought, how they thought it was going to go. Honestly, I would have said both of them would have been leaning towards Meg in the beginning. They both said Tory, you know what I mean? And if this case is coming down to what we now know it is, I think we all deserve an apology, because when we do any doubt, it was like, yo, you guys are like, first of all, you know what's so crazy? They called you misogynistic. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. They, in the article, it says, yeah, like, you know, you're leaning into misogyny. And I'm like, you know, again, unfortunately, this is so polarizing. You can't just point out facts on both sides. And here's the funny thing. I know I would, and I won't speak for you, but I'm pretty sure you would. If this case went down and we found out some really shocking stuff and there was mountains of evidence that was consistent and that was in line with the idea that Tory did it and that he was guilty, we would probably just have to say, damn, I guess he did do it. But that's not what happened.
Let me tell you something. I agree with you wholeheartedly. And babe, I would have absolutely said that. Tory ain't got no goddamn spell on me. If I felt like the nigga was lying or the nigga was out of line or whatever, bitch, I'll tell you. I don't.
Yeah. So, again, I think that's a really idiotic move. But didn't I say, I said this, and I'm not sure if I said it to you or I said it to Mo from Lawyer for Workers. I said, listen, I know Meg at this moment has to be huddled with her team, plotting. What are you going to do when that verdict comes down tomorrow night or Friday morning? You now are going to listen. And by the way, this is the thing that, you know, Meg has to realize. You can't control the internet. Some people, whether you were lying or not, quote unquote, they're going to look at you and say you're a liar. You're going to have to deal with that. And I'm going to do either a statement. You're going to see some powerful people try to speak out on her behalf, but she's going to go crisis mode. If this is the beginning of crisis mode to attack mostly Black independent blogs, this just shows her decision-making over time has gotten no better, and possibly that's what.
Exactly, because that is the stupidest shit you could do.
Yeah. No, I agree. I thought
that was the dumbest shit she could do. Throughout the duration of everything, I feel like she's been handling it poorly, her and her team.
Yeah.
So I just feel like that's this. You want to come for all these different outlets? Okay. And it will go nowhere. For anybody sitting up, you know, who did get hard, thinking that shit gonna go somewhere, that shit will go nowhere. The fuck? I don't give a fuck what I tweet. Bitch, excuse me? Misinformation or bitch, I ain't never said who the fuck? That sounds stupid. It's desperation, nigga. Then everybody gonna have to stop tweeting. What's the difference?
Yeah. And by the way, for anyone watching on my Twitch or my YouTube, I did mute my mic, so that should be good. Okay, calm down. But anyway, yo, so here where we're at now, right? You know, we're about to watch potential fallout. By the way, ain't it interesting? The two bodyguards missing in action the whole time.
Pop up today.
Up a day too late and an hour too late.
They was trying to get them notes, and they came up in there about 3 different times passing notes to Kathy's house. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? And then she left out the courtroom, came back, and then when we got done, somebody who had been in the hallway was like, yeah, they found Justin. And Jody Little was like, yeah, I need to talk to her right now. He needs to go in there. Bitch, please.
Was that before Tory's team declined on bringing Jaquan, or after?
After.
Okay. Yeah, I've never seen such desperation. I mean, Kathy's ashamed of herself. You know, she she's supposed to represent the people of California, and she's supposed to represent the people of LA County, and she made them look unprepared. She made them look biased. It looked like it was a witch hunt, and you could tell some of these underhanded tactics that she probably was unsure about. You could, without saying too much, you could kind of see them things trying to come to light. But I mean, all in all, I feel like she understands this is going to be an easy sweep, and I believe she's only hoping for. I believe she's only hoping for a potential one count to be found guilty. So a 1 and 2, there's 3 counts. I think it'll be a 3-0. But I believe for her, if she gets 1 count, she would be extremely happy, because even her closing statement seems like it wasn't. If you are gonna say that, if y'all believe Meg,
right, that's the worst thing you could have said. I sat up there and said, "Bitch, I know you fucking lying. This is what you asked the people." Hell no.
Yeah, a horrible case, a weak case, and I'm gonna be honest with you. When it's said and done, I think that I think Tory just knew something that we didn't know, because when he tweeted that, I seemed super confident, and then watching how the prosecutor fell apart. I don't know. It's interesting.
It's very interesting.
I'm wondering if any so potentially a verdict could come down tomorrow, right? I'm wondering who's gonna.
Yeah. When we come back tomorrow, defense will finish their closing statements. Prosecution has an opportunity for a rebuttal. They'll go over a couple of more jury instructions, and they can go ahead. So we should be done with all that before lunch, as far as I'm concerned.
I wonder if any other mysterious figures might show up in court.
Okay.
I think tomorrow's gonna play out very interestingly.
Me too.
Very.
And I'm ready to see. And I'm gonna tell you something. When the prosecution was doing their closing statements, one woman was falling asleep. The people were looking, and following him, but they were just sitting there. When George got up there, those people were engaged. I saw a juror saying, nodding his head, like in agreement. Shit, I say, there we go. Huh. All you need is one. But it looked like a few of them.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the mere fact that, put it like this, the mere fact that Tory declined to call Jaquan.
Yeah.
And I think that could have been a knife in the heart. But honestly, when, in the 48 laws of power, it tells you, you got to know when you win, or when you won. And don't push too much.
Exactly.
Because you have a desperate opponent who might try anything. So, I think that was a good decision for him not to testify, and also not to also put Jaquan on the stand. I'll definitely say this. Could you imagine what the fuck they would have tried to bring up if Tory took the stand?
They
made him seem like Jeffrey Dahmer.
I can only imagine they would have brought up some of the things they listed, these accusations that were never proven. August Alsina, Prince with his kidnapping ass, lyrics, tweets, they just would have threw everything at him to make him look like a bad person. I am so elated that he did not get on that stand.
Hey, the moment I heard they said, well, we're going to talk about his gun tattoo. I'm like, oh, word, that's what y'all got.
Okay, like, are you fucking serious?
The gun tattoo, okay.
Right, the fuck? Desperate shit. Desperate times call for desperate measures, because I know you fucking lying.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? I got to give this lawyer that Tory got some credit.
Yes.
with all due respect to Sean Holly, I don't think she had the dog in her. You know what I mean? You need somebody. You need somebody who had the dog in him. And I will be. I think George knew when to kind of chill out. And I think he turned his up.
He did, and not in a way that was aggressive towards anybody else. I feel like when it came to the witnesses, he did it to make a point. Oh, you don't remember? You know, it was like y'all catching this type shit. He's just very aware, and he's been doing an amazing job. Those two sitting up there, oh yeah, they worked every fucking penny.
Yeah. Now, I seen how Tory walked out of the courthouse, man. Tory's been walking out with the biggest smile possible.
He should. I mean, you sit up there all day listening to this bullshit, and I think you sit up there feeling like I can never speak for him, but child, why the hell would I go to jail for this?
Why did TMZ, who hasn't reported in real time about anything, they definitely chose to report that Tory was in there sleeping? The instructions. I haven't seen them report about anything in real time about this particular case, but they chose to bring that up.
Can we be fair? I will be honest. Tory was falling asleep. But I was too, and the judge looked like he was too. Prosecution was boring.
Damn. Who was it? The bot nigga or Kathy?
The juror was falling asleep. Everybody was falling asleep. It was not just him. And he woke back up. The fuck?
Damn. The prosecutor giving a lullaby over there, man.
Okay. Shit. I was over the phone. I had to change positions.
Wait, hey, why y'all keep saying the stream was echoing? Hold on.
Falling asleep. Everybody was falling asleep.
No, it's not. Oh no, we should be fine. Oh yeah, but yeah, no. So wait. Did it see? I'm wondering how it goes when like he didn't finish his closing statements. Does he kind of run it back a little bit tomorrow? Because the closing statements is like a pitch. It's like a sales pitch.
Right. I hope that he does. And I was kind of glad, actually, that they paused it. At first, I was like, no, let him finish because he was on the roll. But we get to come back tomorrow. He can reiterate certain points. And they don't have to have the prosecution be the last ones to get their word in. Or the first and last. Because I don't think they get a rebuttal after that. Just prosecution.
I believe that you said that Tory lawyer might have insinuated or asserted that in his closing that there was a struggle for the gun, right?
Yes, he did. He did. Mm-hmm.
The prosecutor has never acknowledged that ever, right?
No, and he said, I challenged the prosecution in their rebuttal to explain the pause in the gunshots. Because it went pop, pop, pause, pop, pop. He said that is what a struggle took place right there. And that makes sense to me.
Likewise.
Mm-hmm.
Likewise.
So he said, I challenge her to explain how that happened.
How did the prosecutor did they address it? Like I know you spoke about it, but did they address anything at the party? Did they address anything with Meg fucking her friend?
No, they completely skimmed over that. Everything was it was Megan and Tory fighting, and these people's defense was Tory shot Megan because she attacked his artistry, and then basically that's how fragile his ego was.
That's how they still wrapped up that's how they still wrapped the closing?
Yes. And I said, how stupid can you be? You want me to send, if I'm a juror, you want me to send this nigga away for 22 years because you expect me to believe that he shot at a bitch 5 times because she said that his music ain't good? When we all know damn well his music is leagues ahead of her shit, anything that bitch could come up with. What would be the fucking dig? Megan don't have shit on Tory Lanez musically. Come on now. Get mad for what? Girl. Please. Now I know we're not finna act like this nigga's ego is just that fucking bruised. Like he just so full of himself that he wanna shoot a bitch for saying that you only hot because you was on Jack Harlow's phone. Shit is moronic.
I'm wondering, I know the immunity deal was literally only for the it was only for the testimony, so it's not anything that I'm wondering, since now there's two different individuals, I still don't think they will, but I'm wondering if they're going to try to, just try to stick it to Kelsey by trying to charge her for some shit.
I wonder too. I just don't think anybody will pick this bullshit up after this. It shouldn't have never gone to trial anyway. All experts and people, with qualifications in the legal aspect of shit have said that this should have never made it to a trial. So y'all gonna waste more taxpayers' dollars with this bullshit? No. And I think somebody on the prosecution needs to be fired from their job. Name starts with a K, ends with an A. Epita. Because, bitch, you suck.
Well, so this is just a theory. I have no proof of this, so this is a theory of mine. Imagine if this shit happens and within the first few days, because apparently Meg went to talk to them like the fourth day, right?
Yeah.
Maybe someone who got some influence and power may have already dealt in like politics or dealt in the judicial system at Rock Nation. Maybe they made a call over there and be like, yo, listen, our artist was shot. You guys better prosecute. Now obviously they didn't have enough evidence, but they were kind of like their arm was twisted to go forward, not only because of somebody calling over, but because of the public pressure to try to prosecute a case they didn't have enough evidence for yet.
Right. And another great point, that was made by the defense was the fact that prosecutors use DNA to send people away every day, and they argue this every day with DNA evidence, but they now want to tell you that DNA does not matter. We can overlook the black and white things that matter. And so I just could not see this man getting guilty. That just an appeal would need to be filed within 2 seconds. That everybody would need to protest. And I hate that people feel like they can't understand that this could be your daddy, your brother, your cousin, your nigga. That can be him.
So, how the hell did the prosecutor address the fact that there's no direct eyewitness that seen Tory shoot a Meg?
They only took the pieces from testimony that supported that he did. They didn't acknowledge that Mr. Kelly said that Kelsey had the gun first. They said Mr. Kelly said he was flailing his arms around with something in his hand. He shot 4 and 5 times. They only wanted to acknowledge Kelsey's September 14th interview where she said such and such. And that was to the detriment because y'all are not being transparent. That is not all that was said. You do not get to pick and choose, which people were so excited when Mr. Kelly went up there because they said, he said Tory shot her. He said Tory shot her. What he said, he did say that. But he also said Kelsey had the gun first and that she fired first and Tory was still in the fucking car when the gunshots first went off. Then everybody got out the car. Jaquan, he said that they let them fight for several minutes. But then Kelsey went back to the car after the fight spilled outside, went back to the car, and next thing you know, shots are being fired. And the driver got out the car, Tory got out the car. They admitted all of that. So you can't pick and choose what you want to take. And all of them are reliable. Even if you feel like you believe what he said, they all said something different, so you can't use it. They lied.
Yeah, no, definitely. I'm wondering if I definitely know right now Meg is probably cooking up a statement. I'm wondering if Kelsey's going to talk.
Me too.
And I'm wondering if Kelsey, again, I think some of the blowback of the narrative is going to go towards Meg. But I think if you watch this case, you're probably even inching towards saying, well, Kelsey did it. And I'm wondering if any type of vitriol and hatred or, contempt from people, if she's going to get that.
Want me to be honest? I do not think that Kelsey would get too much backlash because as a woman, these hoes sit up on Instagram issuing threats and doing all kind of shit behind, little shit like that every day. What woman wouldn't identify with getting upset because this woman not only slept with somebody behind her back, but this ain't the first time. I do not think women are going to be upset with Kelsey if they conclude that they think she did it. I really don't. I really don't. Especially black women. And y'all some fucking hypocrites if y'all do. Because y'all the first ones to, bitch, this is what I would have did, and I'll fight that hoe and I'll do all. Okay, well, that's what the fuck she did. She pulled the bitch up out that car about it.
Y'all really want to know if there's gonna be anybody probably like on from Meg's team there tomorrow? I know she probably won't be there, but I would imagine someone would probably be there. You know what I mean? I'm thinking of like maybe this only happened at like murder trials and shit like that, but like usually you have people who either supported the victim or whatever the case is, probably are hoping for a particular result. I'm wondering if that's gonna be a thing.
They probably got somebody in the cut. They probably do. I'm sure, like they probably do. There's a woman that I didn't see for the first time until Megan came through, that I saw again today during closing statements. I cannot confirm she works with her, for her, has any relation, but I only saw her when Megan came, and she was there today.
If this shit doesn't get
legal, on the legal side,
if this doesn't get decided by like Friday, we gotta imagine it's gonna be a mistrial. Ain't no way this is gonna come back after the holidays. Right? So
no way.
Like Friday is gonna be the 23rd. Yeah, no way you come back for the holidays. It gotta be
and deal with this bullshit.
Yeah, it gotta be like a mistrial. You're not bringing them back to trial again. Too much money wasted. Just too much of too much. You get what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's probably gonna get. I think it's gonna get wrapped up really quickly because I think these jurors who've been sleeping throughout, like I think they realize they're hearing redundant points. They're hearing everything but the shit they really want to hear. So who saw him shoot her? None of y'all? Okay, where's the DNA? Y'all don't got it? Where's the actual shit that could show us? Like, real easy. So we got to be up in this goddamn interrogation room trying to, like, figure out the puzzle of how he could have shot her. No, not guilty. All right, we get the fuck on out of here. Time to go wrap Christmas gifts. I think that's just exactly how it's going to go.
Me too.
And unfortunately, I'm praying, like, tonight I'm going to say a prayer for Megan Thee Stallion. I'm praying for her healing, you know what I mean? Because, she's a human at the end of the day, but I think she might have a breakdown, and I'm going to pray for some healing for her. She's always been jumping out there, like, in the media-wise to try to kind of control the narrative. And I think if tomorrow it happens with a not guilty verdict.
I want to say that, too. I'm not going to lie. So I will not be praying for Megan tonight. But what I will say is I do hope for the best for her. And I do think that it's difficult, to deal with all of these different things that are going on. She was hurt. And that is unfortunate. And that sucks. Regardless of the circumstances she was. And,
Hey, what's she doing? Shots at you in the court, though?
I believe so. That's how I took it. Yeah. So my whole thing is, bitch, scratch your ass and get glad. I don't know why you mad at me when you know damn well I have a foundation for what the fuck I be saying. I could see if I dry ass said some shit, but bitch, I've been right about everything I said. That bitch need to give me a Christmas gift.
Are they mad at you? Are they mad at you in Houston?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Like squarely. I remember when this first happened, we had like Bun B, we had all these people who blindly jumped out in defense of her and said, you know what? We as not only black men but OGs, we need to protect this woman. She's a victim and this other scum just shot her. And I'm wondering how they're feeling now.
Yeah, watching. I ain't heard them say nothing.
I don't think you will.
They'll act like it never happened. And that's a damn shame.
Someone says the album Daystar makes a lot of sense now.
I listened to Daystar again. And bitch, I just wanted to cry. I just felt like, bitch, I feel like, damn, this shit is so fucked up. Like, it just hit different. I loved it immediately when I heard it the first time when it came out. But I just need him to do a Who Shot You remix and put out a deluxe. That album deserves Grammys. That was an amazing body of work. Hands down. That man being able to come up with that content in that short amount of time and pour his heart into them records, and that nigga sliding on them hoes too, like, that nigga deserves some awards for that, and he didn't get the opportunity to do that because he was condemned.
Yeah, one of the good things about, especially one of the albums he did, the CD Alone at Prom joint, I think he could bring back. You know, I think that was timeless.
People love that album.
Timeless, really timeless music.
Yeah.
Hey, as far as jury instruction goes, you know, I kind of asked this question to Mo earlier, and he didn't really have an answer. So let's go with the theory, right? That they were fighting over the gun, and the gun got discharged. He's charged with three things: discharge the gun,
Right.
assaulting Megan with the weapon.
Right.
I don't think that that's not going to get really used. But then there was the possession one, and I'm wondering if you're trying to stop someone from shooting or you're taking away a gun from someone, at what point it becomes possession. I know obviously that the judge is going to tell the jury what the counts really mean. Did it give anything that was a little bit that stuck out to you?
No, there was nothing that was offered up that would make me feel like he should even get that. Because to sit up and say, and this is the craziest part, that could have been Tory's driver. It was his driver and he was driving. That's fine. But prosecution said that it was Quan gun and it was in the console. Okay, so how the fuck y'all gonna blame him then? That still ain't his. They've only blamed it on him because he was sitting in that seat. But Megan was originally sitting in that seat. So I think when it's all said and done, that's not something that should be able to stick either. Because you ain't never proved it though. His DNA not even on that damn gun.
Unfortunately, I think that Meg, you know, if you've ever been really lit, and keep in mind, allegedly, Meg might have went through like 6-7 bottles of Henny. You know what I mean? Like she's a now. What happens with that usually when you get to that point of like inebriation is like sometimes the night or the moments of the night is skipping. So you remember major things, but those other little moments get right. So just like how she's like, you know, oh, I looked over my shoulder and I seen him or whatever the case is. Let's just say that maybe she's seen something of the sort. I'm wondering why the prosecution didn't try to rely, or at least, you know, kind of rely on her memory a bit to kind of clean up some of the other loose things that the defense is throwing in the mix. Like, for example, the defense is kind of saying, yo, that gun came from the Louis bag, and the Louis bag was moved, or the luggage bag, whatever the case, right? Now, yeah. Now, if I'm the prosecutor, I would have asked Meg, yo, Meg, why the fuck y'all move that shit? Like, come on, give us something. They ain't got nothing.
Nothing. They don't even want to acknowledge it.
And there's a picture of it being in a different position than originally stated by EJ, right?
Yeah, EJ said he put the stuff in the trunk, and it was in the back seat.
Yeah.
So
this is why I think that maybe Meg's memory of the night may not be all the way there. Because if it was, the prosecutor would not be ignoring so many gaps.
Big things. Right.
They would have. Okay, no, this is why this happened. No, they ain't get no gun out of it. No, she just took a Band-Aid out of it. I don't know, whatever.
Yeah.
Right? But that's not the case. The prosecutor don't know what they don't know, and that's just the fucking point.
You know, on one of those records, Tory says, and obviously this is a song, so it's not to be taken as a literal fact. But on one of my favorite tracks on the album, he said, you yourself don't even know the full story. Why you let these people escalate it? And I just really feel like, yeah, you was drunk as fuck. And you really probably don't know what the fuck happened. Now, once again, like you probably know like big pieces, but you really probably don't. You probably have misconstrued what took place. You probably really do not fucking know. And you and these stories you've been giving, bitch, make me feel like you don't, girl. It was better for y'all to say Tory shot you than Kelsey. You do get more traction when you say that. Like, let's not act like there wasn't particular people that wanted to sign that man. Like, let's cut the bullshit. Because honestly, this shit bigger than Megan, actually.
Yeah.
And it sounds okay. Let's talk about the fact that everybody meets at a Rock Nation brunch. Megan was trying to put Kelsey on him, and then she come in and swoop in and get on him. How we know they weren't advised to do so? and all this trauma bonding. You know, with oh yeah, we bonded over our mothers. It's just too much happenstance for me. I don't believe in coincidences. Too much. Drake said, "Don't think about it too much," but I did.
Yeah. Hey, I don't know how to call it, yo.
Okay, we gonna see.
Yeah. One more day, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Hey, listen, for tomorrow, I'm trying to think, I'm about to hit the liquor store early. You know what I mean? I'm gonna take a shot. I'm gonna take
I just take a drink.
Megan. Take 5 shots, Megan. I'm gonna take 5 shots for the verdict. And, you know what I mean? And I got to keep it fair. I got to take 5 shots of Tory too. You know what I mean? Like we got to keep it fair. Well, how do you plan to kind of I won't necessarily say celebrate because I'm just saying getting this whole ordeal over with, having to get up every day, wait in the line, get in the fucking courtroom, wait for them to. Are you ready for this shit to be over? What you about to do?
I am ready for this shit to be over with. I cannot wait. If God says the same, it'll be a clean sweep, and you gonna see a black girl standing outside waiting on Tori to come out, and I'm gonna pop that confetti from police. I swear to God. But after that, I'm gonna go back to work. I don't know what people think in terms of me doing commentary on this, but I've been following this case since the day the news broke because I was actually reporting and looking into another case that day. So I've been doing this shit for like 5 years and the commentary that is. And so I'll get back to just doing mob radio and people be like, you should have your own show. I've been having my own show. So I just like I said, I do Twitch and YouTube and Station Head. So I'll get back to that. Get back to work. Work don't stop. Yeah. I need to catch up on a lot of shit.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, this is the biggest thing so far, though.
It's really, why everything had to stop for it.
Yeah, this and the Gunner files.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, I definitely like how I like how the defense attorney downplayed his height a bit. Say, yo, Tory 5'2". How the fuck you about to shoot over the goddamn?
Like that. Okay.
Hey, put a little sauce on it. Let's get it happening. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I think he might downplay Meg's height a little bit. And I heard Meg might be 6'2", built like the Liver King, allegedly. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
When I looked up and I seen that damn girl, bitch, I say, oh
Did
my
she make eye contact with you?
Huh?
Did she ever make eye contact with you?
No.
Or was she just crying too much?
No tears.
No tears.
I ain't seen not one, swear to God. I heard the sounds and I saw the faces. I ain't seen not one tear file. She dabbed her face. I ain't seen not one tear file.
Damn. On that Amber Heard shit, huh?
Yeah. I said, girl, please. It was ridiculous. But she's not the best actress, so I wasn't surprised.
Oh man, hey, I'm gonna send my prayers also to Party. Even though I think he should be equipped to deal with some of the revelations in this trial. He has a tattoo that says feminist, so hey, you got to take it. You got to take it. You got this is exactly what you said. But I know he gonna have a hard time. Probably digesting some of the stuff that kind of came out in court, and also he probably got to be there to support her.
Right. But you know what? I don't know. We'll see. I just feel like this was a bad look. This was a fucking mess.
Of course.
So yeah.
I still want to watch this lie about Tory fucking. Like, why?
One lie about something so simple. Just tell the truth. And then I don't like how she tried to play him like, because they asked her way before that on the live, you fucking with Tory? And her little friend had laughed about it. Like, bitch, why are you trying to play that nigga like that? You ain't even have to answer the question. But you want to try to play him? And then it's like, y'all, she let y'all sit up there and say, oh, he's short, he this, he that. That dick wasn't too short, bitch, and everybody the same height laying down. So at the end of the day, bitch, you fucked with him. You fucked with Jonathan, a.k.a. the baby. So it looks like she like him short. I think she beginning with them big-ass niggas to appease y'all and because they look better because she's so damn big. But it seemed like to me, she like a little nigga.
Yeah, yo, honestly, I feel like the industry ready to kind of flip. And I think I don't know if people realize, even up to the point where Drake had dropped that bar, like, I think people were real two things. She's going too hard with the victim thing, and we're having more doubts.
Yep.
Number two, she's really bad at sticking to a particular story, and we're starting to find out holes in what happened. And number three, like, unfortunately, it feels like she wanted to cancel Tory's career more than she wanted justice. And I can say that
how it felt, and it got so spiteful.
Yeah, I could say that when first I didn't even know they were fucking at that time, but that's exactly why the whole baby thing happened. The baby had a record with Tory, he cleared it a while after they did it, and Meg, seeing that Tory was, because how they were doing with the blackballing, you're really blackballed if nobody else talks to you, so it's like you're at the loser table, and the baby who was paid for the record and paid to, be in the video, actually, he just promoted, he did business. And then the way she lashed out at him, it was clear that it was more about, I don't want this motherfucker to succeed.
Exactly.
More than, hey, listen, this is the guy who abused me type thing. And that never, kind of felt right, because
right.
If you're willing to just throw another man's career into the fucking garbage just to kind of uplift yourself, who knows?
Right. No, I agree. And I felt like it felt very spiteful. And for so many people to get behind that and to mistreat him was one of the most disgusting things to me, because it's supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. And with all of these Me Too movements and shit like that, the men in these positions that did that to him, that could be you, bitch, tomorrow. A bitch should come up and accuse you of anything. And I will hope that you will want people to at least wait to see what your side is. And they didn't do that for him. They threw the wolves and said, fend for yourself, and condemned him.
Yeah. And talking about, lawsuits and things of the sort. I mean, I don't think Tory will, but I think Tory has a good case for saying, hey, listen, you may have said and did things in the industry that may have prevented me from getting a lot of money and from feeding my family. And
I think it's too much money that was on the table that got lost for him not to put the energy into suing the fuck out of everybody.
Yeah. I seen somebody just mention, I also thought it was definitely bullshit. Like, they're acting like Kelsey didn't refute her statements. They're like, oh, let's just keep referring to this September interview.
Yeah, she said it wasn't true. So what the fuck is we talking about?
Yeah, you gotta throw that shit. You gotta throw that shit out. Throw that shit out. Man.
Ass in the past bag with his trash ass. Take my.
What you got going on for the rest of the night?
I don't know. What you doing?
Listen, probably gonna get some sleep, man. I can't wait till this shit is over with. I barely got sleep.
I'm ready for this verdict. Oh, yeah, I don't know what they're gonna say. You never know.
Hey, right? You gotta go out.
Maybe, yeah.
You gotta go out, hit one oak or something like that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, by the way, I will say, I definitely think Tory got to give you a Christmas gift or something, and not for quote, as some people might say, oh, take it aside. I think for just being unbiased, because, honestly, what media's turned into? Yo, fuck the facts. Let's follow the narrative. And the safe narrative is this, fuck the facts.
I want a fucking song. I want a song named Milagro, and I want that whole thing to be about me. I want a whole record on the album. I want a song.
Tory probably in the studio right now cooking it up.
I want a 3-minute situation.
Hey, yo, did any of the bodyguard? Did you see Justin in there?
No, I didn't see him.
But they claim he was there.
They claim they had found him. I don't know how deep that goes. Yeah, I don't know if he was actually there.
What was Jaquan's demeanor the whole time?
Jaquan came in. He was looking around. He had on all black. He looked like he was doing security today. He came in there. He was looking around, and then he was sitting out there. People didn't recognize him I did. So people started whispering about it. Once we got the delay, we was able to go back out the courtroom. So he was sitting, but once more people came out, he drifted off towards like the elevators, like he was going away from people. Like you could tell he did not want nobody to say nothing to him or nothing like that. He just looked kind of just like he did not want to be there. And
communication with Tory, like did he ever,
no,
say what up to Tory?
a word to each other.
Really?
Yeah. Not that I saw.
Same thing with Kelsey, right?
Same thing with Kelsey. I didn't even see Kelsey making eye contact. She got up out of there so damn fast. My head spun. Yeah, we're making no eye contact.
I'm wondering why he just showed up today. Obviously, he knew that it was a possibility Tory would call him.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering what he was gonna say.
Me too. And it's no telling. Was you gonna say like what did you see? I'm very interested. But you know what? I'm glad the Wayne take the chance. Because you never know. Sean Kelly got his ass up there and said he thought they was trying to kill a bitch and throw her in the river. I said, child, hell no.
Did he say that bullshit on Cross, or said it like when Tory was like, having him being questioned?
I believe he said that to the prosecution. I will fact check my notes, but I believe he said that to the prosecution. And his story did not change until he interviewed with them. He ain't never say no shit like that.
And that's the problem. I think with even Jaquan, the prosecutor, you don't even want to. You only want to get them to the prosecution. I mean, the prosecutors, they're desperate at this point. Fuck it. Because if you ask me, you know what I think he was gonna say?
What?
I was gonna say, listen, I heard something that sounded like a gun. I ain't see it. I did break up a fight. They were both drunk. I helped bring one of them to the car,
Right.
and I kept stopping them from. Also, while I was driving, I kept telling them, "Chill out, yo. I'm not pulling over." Then I eventually pulled over. I think
bring up another good point that the defense made in relation to Jaquan. Jaquan had 0 gunshot residue on him, but Sean Kelly says everyone was struggling over the weapon when it went off. So if they claim that it goes 18 feet, while Jaquan didn't have it on him, that is something else that physically supports the claim that those men were in the car.
Yeah. I felt Sean Kelly was the best neutral. He was going to be the best neutral witness, but then once he started saying the shit, saying that he's seen a nigga shooting in the air, he's seen like everybody beating on the girl. I'm like,
Right. Like hell no. I thought he was too, because I read the transcripts and I saw what he said there. So I was like, oh okay. All that extra shit he said, I said, bitch, please.
Yeah. Yeah.
They said Kelsey was compromised. The whole damn LAPD that came up there was compromised. Everybody y'all called up there, bitch, obviously was compromised if that's what we doing. Because they played real stupid when defense across.
I mean, obviously Stockton was compromised. If the nigga, listen, you got to think about this. You get called to investigate some shit that happened in the wee of the night, and basically these people are blitzed out of their mind.
Okay.
And you don't even take that into account. You don't ask them how much they drank. You don't do anything with that information. Like,
you don't look at her. You don't. This is 2022. You don't look at her Instagram. You're not keeping up with what she's saying as it pertains to this case. Y'all can't tell if Tory posted what. Y'all not even checking IP addresses. Y'all not following up. I mean, what kind of raggedy ass investigation was this? And that's exactly why y'all lost this motherfucking case. I don't give a fuck what the damn verdict say. That nigga did not do this shit. I don't care.
Yeah. Hey, listen, I ran a poll. So I ran a poll today, right?
What they say?
10,000 people voted.
Oh, we.
I said, do you think Tory is guilty or not? 10,000 votes. The majority voted for Tory. You want to hear the percentage?
Yes.
93% said that Tory was innocent.
Ooh-wee.
7% said they believe he was guilty.
Oh.
Granted, we're not in court, but we're pretty much like we're taking all the information you tell us. taking all the information. We're reading all the tweets that Megan Cuniff and James and whatever, like everybody's putting out.
Mm-hmm.
And the consensus is, man, y'all wasting that nigga time. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Y'all wasting that nigga time. Point blank, period.
Literally. Wasting that nigga time.
Yeah, 93 fucking.
Hell. 93%.
That leads me to believe, just on a range of probability, that if they have 12 random people voting,
that majority
and those
say the same thing.
Yeah, and those people are not biased, and also they probably seen some of the wide ranges of things, or they, everybody's gonna have sensibilities towards certain parts versus others. It appears that this should be an easy verdict return for not guilty.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah. And they definitely got told about what beyond a reasonable doubt means, which means that it ain't no, oh yeah, nah, I think it could have went down like this, or nah, this, none of that. See, either you know or you don't know. Fuck that shit. But yeah.
I hope the next time we talk, we got a verdict.
We will. Well, maybe we talk at lunchtime. If not at lunchtime, I'm hoping by the end of the day when we do talk, you know what I mean? We're talking about not only this case wrapping up, but what's next steps for like everybody included. That's the conversation we gotta get to.
Yeah.
You get what I mean?
Yeah.
And also maybe at that point we could kind of revisit what each side did wrong, or what each side could have done better. Fuck it.
Right. Right. It'll be a mess.
Listen, everybody, make sure y'all keep supporting Milagros. Like, listen, she's been amazing, giving us very quality entertainment. For all the mainstream outlets out there who are very upset that, you have tens of thousands of people who would much rather listen to her give a breakdown more than reading your boring reports. Yeah, great. You use the big words this and third, but we want culture. And honestly, I really believe this is how media should be represented. It should come from us. You know what I mean?
Good.
Like, it should be it shouldn't be in these random people who not even to call this particular lady out, but she was she saw Tory Lanez's father, and Tory Lanez's father identified that lady I asked you about, and she said, "Hey, this is my wife."
Oh.
He says, "It's my wife, not my girlfriend."
Mm-hmm.
And the lady said, "Oh, okay, yeah, they've been talking about it on Africa Twitter." And I'm like, the mere fact you said Africa Twitter, we already know what you got going on. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is the exact reason why we need our voices in there. You said,
exactly.
Y'all, huh?
No, I said exactly. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yo, go watch the video. It's on her page.
I'm gonna go watch this shit. Africa.
She said,
What
yeah.
Fuck is that?
She's trying to say black. I kid you not. You got to.
I don't lie.
You got to. Hey, listen, yo, I'm gonna get off of here. Thank you once again. You look amazing. You do a great job. I watched you do this. I didn't want to join them on. Everybody was, they're in love with you. And I watched you fucking break that shit down. And let me tell you, like, I give you a lot of credit because you have a lot of spirit, enthusiasm, and just natural talent of just fucking flowing and describing something. Yeah. And this is why, obviously you're gonna have people who don't like you, but you definitely have a talent for this broadcasting space and just commentary. So I like it.
Sorry. Look, I could keep a nigga engaged.
Hey, no, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Perfect that's for this shit. Yeah, I'm good in my job.
Hey, I look forward to tomorrow, all right?
Me too. Thank you, academics.
All right, later, girl.
All right, bye.
All right, bye.
Whew. All right, you guys. So, thank you. I gotta go spend time with some of the best people in the world. That's my mob. Okay, so I'm finna get out of here. Can you see my titties? Oh, they're looking so good. I'm about to get out of here and go talk to my people. Thank you so much for tuning in. You don't want your news from me? Don't get it from me. Go where you want to go. Yeah. I feel like Tory gonna be found innocent. If he not, I'll start a riot. And that's just that. I don't give a fuck what you hoes say. All you opposing assholes, I don't give a fuck how y'all feel about nothing, bitch. Tory did not do that shit. And I don't care. And bitch, I've been saying that shit since 2020. And Tory, I want a song. Yeah, that's what I want. That's what I thought about that. So like, fuck, that's what I want. And then that's it. Mm-mm-mm-mm. So I'm gonna go talk to my people. Thank you for your time. And thank you for listening to me. I appreciate you so much. And I'll talk to you later, okay? Bye.